Michael Chandler or Dustin Poirier? See who fighters are picking at UFC 281 in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Maybe Poirier, yeah. He's on a good run, so maybe Poirier.
3-round fights just in general are kind of a bummer now. Like, I'm going to be kind of sad when if the day ever comes when I go back to fighting only 3 rounds. But yeah, I got Dustin in that one. I think Dustin is just like such a presence, you know, like his build, his power. I think he's just like a tough guy to deal with. The way he protects himself too, he protects himself really well. So I don't really know how Chandler would beat that other than catching Dustin, and Dustin like really doesn't get caught that often.
Dustin Poirier, knockout.
Chandler is more explosive, but I like Poirier in that one.
Okay, like it.
I think I'm going to take Poirier on that one. I feel like his boxing is a lot crisper. He uses his range really well. And I think his style really suits fighting a guy like Chandler who's going to try to be more explosive and just try to throw bombs the whole time. I think he plays a really safe style for that.
I think I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier. I think he's a little bit sharper. I think Chandler kind of goes in there a little swinging, a little crazy. He can overwhelm people that way. But I think Dustin's just too much of a vet to get overcome with that. And I think he'll be able to probably knock him out, to be honest.
Poirier, for sure. Chandler, super exciting guy. I think that Poirier finds the chin and honestly finishes Chandler. I think that Chandler gets rocked almost every single fight, right? And Poirier is a really good finisher. He senses the urgency, he senses the blood. You know, as soon as he hurts an opponent, he's very responsible and doesn't like to get too reckless and careless. Whereas Michael Chandler, in my opinion, you know, can get a little bit crazy. And, you know, he was able to knock out Ferguson in his last fight. Was that his last fight?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was with something that's super unorthodox. You know what I mean? And I think that Poirier is a little bit more polished, a little bit more in his prime, and just a little bit more technical as well. You know, so I think he's going to be able to outpoint Chandler and you know, find the chin and finish that fight.
Poirier.
I got to ride with my guy Dustin.
I love Michael Chandler, so I'm gonna go Michael Chandler. I think he can get the finish. I think he can TKO. But somebody's getting knocked out. There ain't gonna be no submission game.
Ooh, another banger of a fight, man. All these matchups are great. I'd have to lean Poirier. As explosive as Chandler is, I don't see him hurting or putting away Poirier. You know, Poirier's been in there with the best of the best, and he's got that dog in him too. So, you know, if it definitely goes into the deeper later rounds, it's my dryer. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
I can definitely see Poirier pulling away.
Yeah, I'm going to take Michael Chandler. I'm going to take Chandler. I think he needs to put in some of his wrestling. We haven't really seen it in the UFC too much, but I think he needs to mix it up in this one.
Yeah, I think Poirier's going to pull that one out for sure.
Man, these are great matchups. I'm going to have to go Chandler on that one.
I go Michael Chandler on that one. Michael Chandler for sure. He's just so athletic and just so versatile that I got him. I don't really bet too much fights, but if I did, I'll get on Chandler.
I think Poirier. And both dudes are so fucking cool, man. Both guys are like super cool. Like Poirier is the man. Like we talked a little bit. Chandler, when he found out I wasn't training at Sanford anymore, you know, he DM'd me, you know, wish me well, man. You got to do what you got to do. Like it's cool. Like it's awesome for you. They're both just super fucking good dudes. But I think Poirier is just much more like developed. Chandler could definitely knock him out like fast, right? We know that. But we've seen that Poirier is not that guy that just goes in there and just gets starched right away. We've seen Poirier is the best when he's against those kind of guys. And we've seen with Chandler that Chandler does tend to slow down. Poirier doesn't tend to slow down at all. I think Poirier wins that fight.
I like both of them. I think maybe Poirier.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Poirier might have the edge on that, but they're both honestly that's an equal matchup to me. I think Chandler might have the wrestling edge, but striking wise, I think Poirier's a better striker. Michael Chandler might have a little bit more power. I don't know. They both have their tools that they use differently, and I think they're both going to be able to utilize them in the fight. It's just who does it more, who does it better.
Michael Chandler.
Chandler have so heavy hand, but Poirier looked like he's unbelievable, man. I love Dustin Poirier so much, man. So Dustin Poirier,
man. Well, up for OG status, he lives up to his nickname, man. That's a diamond for real. It's gonna be a crazy fight, to be honest. I'm picking Poirier, out of like favoritism. I like Poirier. I like Chandler too. He does a lot of good stuff. Like from what I see on social media and from what people told me about him, he's a very good guy. And that fight's gonna be chaos, to be honest. Like I don't think anybody knows who's. And to be honest, I don't think either one of them know who's gonna win that fight. I feel like it's gonna be chaos, and somebody's gonna be left standing at the end. But Dustin has proved to be very durable later on in his career. He's very, very durable.